So this is really interesting because I understand we're talking about long-lasting relationships. I understand from the response to the last question that a big part of that is understanding what sexuality really is and keeping that flowing in your relationship. But are there some specific tools or exercises that couples watching this video can actually implement in their relationship right now?
It's interesting. It's not really that hard. I mean, for example, say the husband playing softball, once or twice a week would actually possibly help the relationship. Yoga, meditation, qigong, or just become more mindful, such as washing dishes. It's really about being able to get movement in your life that's outside of and beyond being in your head of all the roles again. And I think it's really important to also get rid of the baggage that you brought into a relationship. For example, this is kind of a funny exercise. I can actually go into any group and I've done this before where I ask, I want everyone to, on a piece of paper, write down the 5 first things that come to mind when you think about sex.
Okay.
You have to do it in 10, 20 seconds.
Just real quick, so
yeah,
top of the mind stuff.
And the way that I do this exercise is that I'll ask, okay, I want the most X-rated version of this.
Okay, yeah, I went through this in the psychology class in college.
And of course it's, usually a man, he's like, vagina, 3-way, or, he's saying all this stuff everything has to do with more the act of sex itself. And then of course I ask for the more spiritual version. That's one like spiritual connection, affection, and all these other, components which, usually is what women desire. And so then I put out there, I want you to imagine that, you both meet on Match.com and you both are saying, I'm a very sexual person. So you go on a date and things are going well and it's that time to have sex. And so, the man is in a bedroom, pulls it down, ready honey. And she's like, wait a minute, I thought we were going to cuddle and connect. And he, says, I thought you said you were sexual. And she's saying, I am, but she has a completely different version, in her mind. And that would be an example. More than often, couples end up having these clashes of ideas because they have different filtering systems of what they've come to know what sex is.
Yes.
So if it's a funny exercise, they can actually just
so the exercise is just writing these things down.
They would actually get to the core of what maybe some of the challenges are and find out what that means and explore that even more. Having conversations of what were the negative influences, and then start talking about how will we co-create the more ideal relationship, sexual relationship.
So basically it's a dialogue between the couple talking about sex while they're not having sex.
Yeah, it's about, basically realizing that maybe the challenges that they had is that it's not that they are so different, it's that the way that they perceive the experience, what they were taught is different, and seeing how they can connect to the same language of love, and including sexuality. What you might be asking me too is practical tools. And what I want to express here is that if you're not feeling it, then your partner, more than often it's the woman, will know that you're not really present. I mean, women are probably listening to this and are thinking, you know what, this sounds really cool, but I just can't get my man to connect to this language. Most men are not into that. They're into genital sex, and what they've come to know about sex is much different. It's, it's basically porn. And how do I get him connect to that type of language? Yep. And you have to find creative ways to where it actually turns him on. In other words, he's thinking, oh my God, it's going to be a lot of work. But you might actually say, no, I want to take a shower with our underwear on. And for them, that's something. For men, it's different. It's this could be very exciting. It's trying to find ways in which it challenges him. It's finding ways, and when I say challenge him, not in a way oh my God, I do not want to do this, but keep in mind, at the end of the day, we do like a little bit of variety. Yeah. The way that men connect to feminine sources, and what I'm talking about is the playfulness, the woman who's maybe kind of like the slut, the woman who has more of that mother energy, is the same way that women like their different types of shoes. It's a different mood, it's a different experience. So, in relationships, when a woman can be aware of that and become maybe those different archetypes, and be playful with that, he's like, oh my God, now she's being the sacred slut or something like that. And, they both can create that variety in a relationship. There's there's always that mystery. And as you get older, how this can maybe transcend is like, and my mother, she's very playful with this. When I come home to stay there sometimes and I'm out late because, you know, they do live farther away, I'll come home and she'll have like a little monkey like on the pillow underneath the blanket, and it just fills my heart with joy, and it makes me laugh. And she does that. She like hides these animals, and she does that with my father. So he comes home and like there's this thing sitting right on his computer. Oh, I see. And even though it's not like her, like, you know, with her panties,
I see what you're saying.
It's like, as how, you know, how that might look as you get older. It's like, you know, let's not take life so seriously. Let's be playful and creative, and that is sexy itself.
Got it.
If you're being offered some free tools that could get you unstuck, would you be interested? If so, visit raydoktor.com and receive your free transformational exercises. Imagine starting each day feeling deeper love, a clearer mind, and being able to say to yourself, I really feel good. My clients love these, and so will you. Get them now for free at raydoktor.com.